We're live.
We are live.
Left hand up.
Uh-oh. See the hat, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, Commanders.
The biggest hater and lover at the same time
Let's go, Commies.
of the Washington Commanders. I don't think you can say that right now.
Why not?
Go Commies.
I mean, it's fun to say.
Yeah, it's fun to say till we get flagged.
Yeah. Well,
you thought some of the things I said were controversial. Good Lord.
you like to keep things.
We'll have Uncle Donnie knocking on our door in no time.
I'm a fan.
Hey, you're allowed to be a fan, man. Congrats. Congrats. Well deserved. Hell of a season. I mean, you've been saying for weeks we're playing with house money, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, no one expected you guys to go this far. You didn't expect it for sure. I tell you who else didn't expect it was Mr. Ben Johnson of the Detroit Lions, or formerly of the Detroit Lions, now the Chicago Bears, who turned down the offer to be the head coach for the Washington Commanders last year.
It's a shame.
Yeah, so he cited it was because he had unfinished business in Detroit. Yet here they are, knocked out again in the divisional. Well, they got knocked out in the championship last year, but knocked out in the divisional round this year. And he jumped ship to same division to go to Chicago.
He's gonna go get his ass kicked in Chicago.
Did you see the Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, have fun getting your ass whooped twice by us every year.
It's a damn shame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he said he wanted to keep Sam Howell as his quarterback. That's one reason why he didn't come.
Yeah.
The other was he didn't like that ownership had basketball people involved.
I did see that. Yes.
Yep. So
yeah.
They had Kevin Durant at the game.
Basketball people, such as the people who ran the Golden State Warriors and created a dynasty,
they were all right.
Created a dynasty out there on the West Coast, a worldwide brand. Yeah, those guys don't know how to run a business at all. Come on, man. Like, they're not there to scout talent. They're there to put money where it needs to go. You know what I mean? They're there to attract big names and stuff like that. That's why Steph Curry, even though Golden State is a mediocre team at best now, he's not leaving there. That's his brand. He is the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
So, I mean, and that's what they're trying to do with the Commanders, and new ownership recognized that and was like, yes, the NFL is a worldwide brand to begin with, but I want the Commanders. Without saying it, he wants the Commanders to be neck and neck with the biggest sports franchise like the Cowboys. I can almost guarantee that.
We're America's team.
That's the original America.
Yep. America.
That's right. But yeah, man, good for you guys. I mean, you got to put your left hand up again because them unders definitely didn't hit.
Yep, I was wrong. I was wrong. I'll raise my right hand on that one.
Yeah, I was going to, switch it up.
I was wrong.
Switch it up.
But let me say this. I have been, shucks, they're not going to win. I think.
Are you confident now?
I think I'm fully bought in.
Okay.
I'm ready to have my heart broken.
Okay.
I think
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Have it broken in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think we're going to beat Philly.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
Fuck Philly.
There we go. It's 2025, baby. It's 2025. We're dropping
Jalen Hurts is hurt. They've got DBs that are banged up.
You come in with a game plan.
Our quarterback is better than their quarterback. If you line them up everywhere else, they've got people that you would say are better than our team.
Sure.
But we've got Jaden Daniels.
Sure.
And Jalen Hurts cannot throw the ball. He can't move right now either. So
you guys have confidence. That's what you have right now. You have confidence. I don't think it would matter if it was. I mean, Jaden Daniels obviously huge difference. But I feel like you could damn near bring in Marcus Mariota. And that team is still going to play.
They played well with Mariota in there too.
That team is still going to play just as hard, no matter, and be almost just as successful. Jaden Daniels is an X factor, but once again, that team, like especially the defense, Bobby Wagner, tip of the cap to that man, running that defense the way that he does. You know, granted, head coach is a defensive minded guy. You have a defensive minded guy with one of the best linebackers in the past 15 years in the NFL. As your middle linebacker.
5 turnovers.
Can't win a game when you turn the ball over, can you?
You look at the games last week.
My team knows that.
The teams that won were the teams that didn't turn the ball over. Pretty simple.
Yep. Oh, and caught the ball.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. We don't have to talk about
We don't have to get there right
Buffalo, you know what? Let's go Bills. Beat Kansas City. I would love to see a Commanders Buffalo Super Bowl.
I think that would be the most fun.
I think you would get the most viewership out of that.
Yeah. I don't know. The Chiefs do have Kelsey, who's dating Taylor Swift. You'll get some of the Swifties.
Yeah, but do you want? I mean, you've gotten that.
It doesn't bother me.
They don't even show her as much anymore. They
Yeah.
don't. I mean, they'll glance to her everyone. I mean, Caitlin Clark was at the game last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and wow, what a turn of events with the whole NFL just calling out the refereeing crew in that game. It was deserved. Don't get me wrong. There were some horrid calls made and not made by that refereeing crew. And I mean, if there's not an investigation, I would be very, very surprised at the NFL.
Well, I think it's been made a big point of emphasis this week, probably more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard that the crew that's calling the Chiefs Bills game, the guy's name is Cleat. That's the head official.
Okay.
The Bills' record with Cleat officiating, and I don't know if this is playoffs or I'm assuming it's a combo of playoffs and regular season over the last couple years. They're 5-2 with him, with less penalties called on them than the other team they're playing. The Chiefs are 3-5.
Ooh.
With this same crew over that same period of time.
Ooh.
And the Chiefs were more penalized than the teams they were playing.
Ooh.
And this crew is one that has a tendency to throw a flag.
Oh, okay.
So
trigger happy.
They're very trigger happy.
Okay.
Don't know if that's going to mean anything or not, but
I guess we'll find out. We'll find out on Sunday.
Kansas City is, I know everyone loves to hate them right now, but again, they found ways to win games. It has not been sexy.
No.
Which is almost more scary. Because they're going to lull you to sleep.
Imagine if they found a rhythm somewhere.
Buffalo's defense is not. They got lucky they got bailed out last week. Mark Andrews catches that 2-point conversion. I think the Ravens win in overtime.
I still don't. There was a minute and a half left.
That's true.
There was a minute and a half. Buffalo still had 2 timeouts.
That's true.
You would have needed a major turnover or just a complete shutdown of a drive. And I think that game should have ended on a field goal attempt. So, but you know what I mean? I feel bad for Andrews because people are fucking nuts. Death threats to him, death threats to his girlfriend. I'm like, what do you people think?
Rough game for him, that fumble. And then, which I think Buffalo went and scored right after that.
They did.
And
they did.
Dropping that 2-point conversion.
And he dropped another pass earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry dropped the pass. Lamar throws an interception and fumbles the ball.
Yeah. They beat themselves.
We beat ourselves. We did not lose to Buffalo. We lost to us again. Again.
What needs to change?
You can't change you can't coach not turning the ball over. I'm sorry. You can't. That's not. And everyone blaming Harbaugh and the coaching staff. Once again, Munkin should have been hitchhiking back home. Henry touched the ball, I think, twice in the fourth quarter. What is the point? Cut him. Get rid of him. You don't want to use him? Get rid of him. The dude was number 2 in the NFL in rushing. Get rid of him. You're not using him when it's important. You didn't use him week 1 against Kansas City, and you lost. Why would you use him in the playoff game? Why? Who knows?
So you just run it back. You don't change anything next year.
I don't. You got. I mean,
still too fresh.
Defense has to. You got to improve the defense. We are. There are some big names, or not big names, but big money finally falling off the charts, and the Ravens are predicted to have a little over $17 million in free cap space. This coming off season, we'll end up with the number 27 first round pick. You got guys like Marcus Williams, a bust. Great the first year when we signed him from New Orleans. I think he's touched the field a handful of times since then between injuries and just not being up to snuff. I think Wiggins takes another step forward at cornerback.
He's a good player.
I think he becomes number 2. You got to go out and find yourself another safety. Hamilton, he can't play D-line and safety at the same time. The guy's Weapon X. Put him anywhere, he'll make a play. But you have to have a Darius Smith. Our Darius Smith could be that guy. But once again, he's more of a thumper, not a coverage ball hawk guy, right?
You got to have someone to play that deep zone.
You got to. So our Darius might step up and be that nickel guy to be run support in the nickel. But you got to have that center fielder out there. We got to go out and get ourselves a center fielder. Unless you bring in a number 1 cornerback to go side by side with Marlon, or replace Marlon. Marlon goes back and plays center field, right? Because so there's a ton of rumors going around because of the amount of cap space that the Ravens are going to have. They're going to be able to run it back. The biggest name who's a free agent this year is Pat Ricard, who I truly, wholly, solely believe he's going to take a hometown discount and come back. Not a home, he's not from here, but take a home team discount and come back at least for maybe he might sign a 2-year deal and then try to go get his money because he knows that a Super Bowl is coming here soon. He knows it. So that's kind of the biggest name. I think you also need to work on extensions now for Hamilton and Linderbaum. Can't name me 2 better players than Kyle Hamilton in the backfield with the way he plays, with a defensive difference maker, like from on ball run back to pass. I don't think you can name me 2 better players than what he's done since his rookie year. And Linderbaum's just he's the staple. He's that center of the line, and he rarely injured, doesn't make mistakes, doesn't let up sacks, gets you the push in the middle. So I know that both of those guys still have 1 year left before technically negotiations even have to start. I say you get it out of the way now. Just run it now. Take some early money and spread them thin as over the next 4 or 5 years, whatever the extension looks like. So, and then because that helps you in the future. The longer you get these extensions, the quicker you get these extensions done, the thinner you can go 4 or 5 years out. Right? So,
what about isn't Ronnie Stanley's contract up?
Stanley's is up. I don't know. You might see him jump ship.
I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Neither do I. This was his first year in the last 3 that I believe he played in every game. He's just, unfortunately, he's just been riddled with injuries. You're going to have teams out there who have unlimited salary cap throwing huge numbers at him. You know what I mean? And can't blame them for it, but the way that our O-line finally started gelling there at the end of the year, I feel like they could find a replacement for him. Like, I look back at our last Super Bowl year when we had Bryant McKinney there at left tackle, overweight and everything, out of shape, but just a mean mofo that we got in there at left tackle, and we made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if he went somewhere else. So, same thing when we lost Orlando Brown. What's he done? He went to the Chiefs. He won a Super Bowl, but he was the most penalized offensive lineman on that team. Then he got signed by Cincinnati. He made a big statement. Joe Burrow is going to be upright this year. Joe Burrow was the 3rd most sacked quarterback last year, and Orlando Brown didn't make it through half the season.
Very true.
Yeah. There hasn't been many offensive linemen that have left the Ravens and went on to continue to do very, very well. So 2 of them have left and won a Super Bowl the very next year. One being Orlando Brown, the other one being Ryan Jensen. When he went down to Tampa and got the snap for Brady, He retired the very next year. He was a center. Obviously, he's been replaced, right? Orlando Brown, I feel like we finally got his replacement in there with Rosengarten, who was getting praise from. He shut down T.J. Watt. He was getting pats on the back from Myles Garrett. Who's guys he's got to play 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to be playing. He's going to be up against these guys 4 times a season. And for him to not let up any statistics against T.J. Watt and to let up no sacks against Garrett, I think you got your right tackle.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you got your starting right tackle. You got the big Hawaiian. I think he's Hawaiian Falele. He's
dude.
bigger. He's bigger than the whole line, and he's a guard. But
He's got to be 400 pounds.
He's easily because he's like I think he's 6'7", 6'8", something
Yeah.
like that. But he's a road grader, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's just. I mean, he's not the greatest in pass protection because he's so big, but he's just stronger than everybody. So you put him at guard and let him run over people.
Just same thing with what the Eagles did with Mekhi Becton this year.
Yes. Yep. Very similar. Yep. Very, very similar. So yeah, I think you either look to the draft. You know, as little as I want to see a rookie left tackle on our team, you know what I mean, with Lamar back there. You know, if you go out and get a veteran for 1 year and let the rookie sit behind him, I wouldn't be upset about that. You know, because Ravens have done pretty well drafting linemen. I would have to say we got a couple Hall of Famer, maybe another one with Yonda coming up here.
Yeah.
So we don't do too bad.
No,
I like our O-line scouts, but yeah, and just I mean, everybody keeps saying we need another playmaker. We didn't have Zay. We didn't have Zay in that game. He's explosive.
I heard arguments that Bateman. Bateman did have 10 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he did.
And I've heard arguments that
that's almost 10 more than he had his first 3 years on the team.
I've heard arguments that Zay Flowers was not even the best receiver on the team this year.
No, that's not an argument.
But
that's not an argument. No. Now, I forget. I think Bateman might have 1 year left. I would if we extend him, then I'm calling up the GM and asking him, you know, if he's retiring soon. So.
And it's not Tylan Wallace is the name I heard that I think he hasn't played very much, but when he was in there, he made some plays.
He made huge plays.
Yeah.
He needs to have a chance. I truly believe he needs to have a chance. So, can I see the Ravens making a huge splash in the trade market? Yes. And once again, it's going to be for a huge name on defense or one huge name on offense. So there's one name on each side that keeps getting that has been floating around.
I've heard Tyreek Hill.
Well, that's the offensive guy.
Yep. I don't see that happening. I just don't think the Ravens are going to be willing to give up what they need to give up to get him.
I mean, Bateman would be a part of the package.
Yeah,
most definitely. Bateman would be a part of the.
But does whatever team that?
Yeah, but Miami's under the impression that he's not going to play for them at all. So they're going to try to get something. So the package that I've seen recently was Bateman packaged with a 2nd-round pick.
You never know.
I mean,
who's the defensive player?
If I got Sauce Gardner.
Oh.
Apparently, thinking that he might want out of the Jets. I don't know. Depends on how he fits into, once again, Detroit lost another coordinator. My wife had a rough weekend.
Sorry about that, Kate.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry at all, actually.
Yeah, no, I know you're right. So she goes, "Don't you dare let Kevin talk any shit." I'm like, he's just as surprised that he won as you are that you lost. So I don't think there's going to be
better lucky than good.
No, yeah, I don't think there's going to be much shit talking. But yeah, so Sauce was the other name because a lot of people within the Jets organization are saying how disgruntled he is. And that would be the move to bring him in and then move Marlon out to center field. So even though Marlon was an all-pro cornerback again this year, just as a possibility. So, but yeah, we need I think we're happy with our D line. Apparently, Michael Pierce has mentioned that he's probably going to be retiring, which is sad because he's been a staple nose tackle here in Baltimore for a while. He left to go to the Vikings and then came back immediately. But yeah, but I got a feeling once again we'll replace him in the draft. That's not an easy replacement, but he can be replaced. But yeah, I think we need to add one big name to either side of the ball. So I like our O line, I like our D line. Linebacker could use a little bit of improvement. So, but I think once again, you can maybe go out and get somebody. We also draft linebackers very well. So I think we can find somebody in the draft on that one. So,
there you go.
Anyway, that's my spiel about my team that is.
We can put the Ravens to bed for the year.
Yes, we can. Yeah, finally. So, but let's talk about something more relevant, which is the coming playoffs this weekend. First and foremost, who do you got? Bills, Chiefs. Money line. Who do you got?
I'm going back and forth. I think this is the time that the Bills get it done.
I agree. I try to keep a straight face, but I'm 100% Bills all the way.
I have a feeling that the Chiefs may find a way to win as they have, but I think they're gonna need some help to get that done.
Gonna need some help from the team in black and white.
Yeah, but I think the Bills, the way they've been playing, and it's not necessarily running the ball, but they move the ball really efficiently.
Yeah. But it starts with the run. James Cook and Josh Allen. Josh Allen they had multiple design runs against us that we could not stop. Yeah. Could not stop. Number one run defense in the league. Total.
Well,
of the year.
They do it in different ways. They spread them out, and then
that's what I'm saying. Like, they had design runs for Allen, bring the Ravens back from the grave for 2 seconds. We had none for Lamar. The most dynamic runner in the league. We had 0 design run plays for him against the Bills. Okay, now back to sleep. But anyway, like that once again, talking about Monken, like, where in what world? In what world? Where were you at here, pal? Where were you at? So, but anyway, no, I agree with you. I think Buffalo makes it to the Super Bowl.
I do too.
Yep.
And then right after I say that, I'm second guessing myself. But I think this. I think they get it done. I think this is.
I think Allen gets over the hump. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Now, you 100% confident in the Commanders this weekend?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I'm not backing off of that one.
All right.
Which is probably why they're going to lose. But
okay. So think about this. When you think of die-hard fan bases in the NFL, subtract the Cowboys and the Steelers because they're obnoxious. They're not. Would you put Buffalo and Philly up there with the most die-hard fans in the NFL? I mean, you got Buffalo, you got Bills Mafia busting through tables. Mm-hmm. You got, the Philly people are nuts. You know what I mean? Like, imagine those two teams meeting in the Super Bowl. What New Orleans will be. New Orleans might catch fire. It snowed there. They got 6 inches of snow. So, yeah.
Yeah,
that would be a wild Super Bowl just based off of fans.
I think the Commanders are the, sleeping giant that's been awoken.
I think so.
The fan base hasn't had anything to cheer for in 30 years.
I hate to say it, though. I think next week we'll be talking about what are the Commanders going to do in the offseason. I hate to say
We've got $80 million in cap to spend.
See, that's one of the ridiculous teams that I was like the unlimited cap.
And we're in the NFC Championship game.
That'll throw $20 million at Ronnie Stanley.
We have a left tackle.
I know you do. But I'm just making that point.
Yeah.
You guys aren't the only ones with all that cap. So to throw a ridiculous offer at him and why he would
we're going to be the most attractive.
Got to be, especially for offensive talent.
So I think the future is very bright. And
Scary Terry finally signed an extension?
He's already had one.
Well, I'm saying, you think he signs another?
Probably.
You think another is offered?
Not this year.
Okay.
Because I think he's got 2 left.
2 on his current one?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think he's...
A lot of people are praising him
for
sticking around and actually signing the extension with that team when he did, because they were not good when he did.
I don't think he had a million other offers out there that were a whole lot better.
Probably not money-wise, no, but situation-wise, had to be.
Probably.
Yeah, had
to
be.
He's a loyal guy. He is.
Yeah.
one
which
of
is why I
the
think he
reasons why they've turned it around.
Sure, and that's also why I'm saying I think that they might offer him another one.
Yeah, I'm sure
he stuck around that first time.
I'm sure they're going to want him to be a lifelong player.
You know what I forgot to do? Forgot to delete out of my bad files. So we're good. We're at 25. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
You scared me.
I love these cutoffs. Yeah. Maybe start wrapping it up. I don't know how much more time we got.
All right, but here's what I'll say about the Commanders going into Philly.
Okay.
We've got Jaden Daniels.
Okay. Is that all you need?
That's the main X factor.
What more could you want? Okay.
I think here's what scares me. We don't stop the run very well. Who's probably the best at running the ball?
I don't think
Philly.
It's probably.
Yeah. I just, we found a way to.
You found a way to beat the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
From top to bottom, roster wise, you found a way to beat them. So, and you can make a million excuses, but in the NFL, it's next man up. So I get that they had 22 people injured on their defense.
If we can get Philly to turn the ball over, we're going to win. Tough. If they're running the ball, if we can get out to a lead and make Jalen Hurts throw the ball, that's how we succeed.
Sure.
He cannot stand back there and throw the ball. Especially he can't move around real well.
Not anymore.
At least at the end of that last game.
Yeah, not anymore.
He could not move around very well.
All right, so let's do this. Give me your score prediction for Kansas City Buffalo.
31-26 Bills.
Okay. I'm going to go less. I'm going to go 24-21.
Okay.
Buffalo.
All right.
What do you got for the NFC?
I got 50-0 Commanders. But no, I'm going to go.
What a wet dream that would be.
On that one, I'm going to go 36. All right, let's go 36-34 Commanders. Going to be a close game.
I'm going to go 27-21 Philly, but the Commanders have a chance to win it at the end of the game. And this is the one time he doesn't do it.
If we've got a shot, we're winning.
Okay. All right. We'll both be watching both of these games.
Yes.
So, But with more emphasis definitely on what's the first one this weekend?
I think it's this one.
Is it Philly and the Commanders?
Take a look.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it's probably a 3:00 and a 6:30.
Yeah, we're 3:00.
Okay.
And I think the other one is got to be 6:30.
Yeah.
Yep.
6:30.
3:00 and 6:30. So.
Okay.
I think the Commanders pull it off, and we get a Commanders and Bills.
Commanders Buffalo.
Yep.
If I'm betting spreads, I'll go. I'm probably going to put a couple Monopoly dollars on Commanders plus and Buffalo plus this weekend.
I like it. That's what I'm thinking as well.
But if I'm taking money line, it would be Buffalo Philly. So I think the Commanders come up just short. So
I think we get it done.
I just that's my brain. My heart wants them to win because I'm rooting for.
I'm ready to have my heart broken.
I'm rooting for you now because
I'm ready to have my heart broken.
I have no dog in the fight anymore. So I'm the second biggest Commanders fan behind you, but I guarantee I'm the biggest Bills fan just because I don't want Mahomes to go again.
See, I don't hate the Chiefs.
You ain't lost to them every goddamn year in the playoffs.
Maybe we lose to them in the Super Bowl.
Then you'll hate them.
Or maybe we're the ones that keep them from a three-peat.
That would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
That'd be great. I mean, Jaden would go down as the greatest rookie quarterback of all time.
Yeah. And looking at the rookie quarterbacks that have made an NFC Championship game, he's got the 18th ranked defense, and everyone else had a top 5 defense. Sure. I mean,
There haven't been many rookie quarterbacks at all who have made their conference championship.
Yeah.
It was like 5.
Yeah.
Total in history.
Yep.
Can you name the most recent?
It wasn't Mark Sanchez.
You're in the right era.
I don't know.
Joe Flacco.
Wacko for Flacco.
2008. Made it to the AFC Championship and lost.
Yeah.
Yep. Lost to the Patriots, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
I think the Commanders pull it off. They've moved the ball well against Philly in the 2 games they've played.
Yeah.
Even though Jalen Hurts didn't play the last one, we knocked them out early.
Mm-hmm. And you were down by 2+ scores.
Yeah.
And came back to win that game.
Yep.
So.
And that's from that point that kind of really propelled us around.
That confidence has gotten the train rolling for sure.
So I think they're confident they can go in there and win.
Okay.
And
are you predicting the overs for both games? I think your scores kind of said that. You were over 50 points in both
I could
games.
see KC and Buffalo going under.
Okay.
This one, if the Commanders are going to win, the over hits. If they don't,
sure. So normally, the average is if you take the dog, you take the actually the statistics I believe show when you take the dog, you take the unders.
Yeah,
because the unders hit more often because you're expecting the favorite team to not score as much, which brings the point total down.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's a different league now. So those statistics are dating back to when you got to remember it was an all defensive league as well. So
yeah,
I don't think you can really stick to those statistics much anymore. Because obviously look at last week they scored. I mean there was over 70 points. 80. Oh, actually 80 points in the Commanders Lions game at the end. It was like 45-37.
Yeah.
So I think it was 8
over. The over almost points. Hit in the first half.
It was 52, and the over under was 50. Well. Technically, it did.
It came down to 51 and a half.
51 and a half. So technically, the overs did hit in the first half. But when me and you filmed, it was at 55.
Yeah.
And I was, I just texted you 52 in first half. You were like, "Yeah, I was wrong."
Yep.
So, but I don't think anybody could have predicted that shootout in the first half. I don't. So, and there were 20 more points scored in the second, or 30 more points scored in the second half. So it's not like it slowed down at all. They didn't make very good adjustments. So, but yeah, I like the predictions. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. Quick dad moment, and then we'll wrap it up. This is just a quick conference championship video, and we'll do a deeper one next week when we start talking about baseball.
All right. Quick dad moment is Colt watched the game with me on Saturday. I'm pretty sure he learned a whole new vocabulary. Let's fucking go. He would repeat it.
Yes.
It was hilarious.
Yes. Can't wait for that parent-teacher conference soon.
And then
love that.
We put like monster trucks on TV for him, and he's been obsessed with that.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's it.
There you go. My little man just turned 1. First year's gone. It's crazy to think, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think. So it's just rolling through his baby pictures and everything. And Kate put this like collage together at his party and everything, from the first picture when we were at the hospital all the way up to the us taking pictures the day before his birthday to show the 1 year 12-month photos and everything like that. It's just crazy. And I mean, we just went to the doctors. He's in the 99.5 percentile for length. I mean, he's a giant toddler at this point. 87th percentile in weight. I'm
shocked.
Most people aren't. So, but it's funny because they have a 16 or 17-month-old in his class, and he's taller than him already. The kid's supposed to be moving on to the next classroom here soon, and Doc's already taller than him and everything. I love it. So, but yeah, just that's my dad moment. First birthday. It was we had ourselves a little day on his birthday. So
nice.
We went out to lunch. He got ice cream. We gave him ice cream cake when we got home.
There you go.
So, yeah, we let him tear into some stuff. And I was a little nervous about the sugar rush. But he stayed true to form, went down at 9 o'clock, slept through the night. But we're back. We're back through the night again.
There you go.
So, yeah, that little step back there was over and done with within about a week, which was nice. So, but yeah, back on our regularly scheduled program. So, and no more formula.
There you go.
So happy. BJ's will no longer be getting my business for that anymore. So no longer buying that in bulk, at least until the next one. So, but I'll be happy to take at least another year or so off of that. So, man, that was not cheap.
I have no clue. I've never had to.
Good Lord,
we never had to buy it.
Yeah, we had to do formula. So that was I'm happy. About $65 a trip.
How long does that last you?
Barely 2 weeks.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but now we're whole milk. So, gallon of whole milk I'll get every week, which just for him, that's fine. And I mean, he eats everything in sight.
Nice.
So there's nothing.
Just a grown boy.
There's nothing that he's like picked up to eat that he spit back out because he didn't like. So we even had him try. We let him chew on a banana pepper. And he was like, he put it in his mouth and he did the baby face, like, what the fuck is that? But then he was like he wanted to try it again just to chew. Like, we didn't let him eat it because obviously the salt and it's way too much for his stomach. But just for him to get like a little bit of a taste, like you do with lemons and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a funny moment.
My kids used to love when we went to restaurants. They would put the lemon in their mouth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. So you could last the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Good episode. Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
Go Bills.
See what happens.
It's going to be a fun weekend.